6 months with that thing, the Polygon Siskiu T6. I've done just about everything you could with it. Jumps, trail climbs, descents, some crashes. Let's not talk too much about that. But 6 months, and we're gonna see if it's still worth it. Up front, you got a RockShox Recon RL front fork. You have an X Fusion Pro. Rear, you got 140 travel in the front, 135 in the rear. You have a Shimano Q's drivetrain, Tektro brakes, dropper post. Yeah, and it's all sitting on 29-inch wheels. Why I chose the T6. I was eyeing the T7 and definitely the T8. What it really came down to was value and geometry. So all of the T series from Polygon follow the same frame. And so in my head, I'm going to buy the lowest priced bike with the mindset that I'm going to go out and ride. I'm gonna get a feel for it. I'm gonna try to really understand it and what I would really want to change. And so far, everything's been great. Your RockShox Recon up front, it soaks up everything like a champ. In the rear, that X Fusion Pro, it does everything you want it to do. It does have adjustable rebound, which definitely comes in handy a ton. I do tend to adjust it, whether I'm ascending or descending, or if I'm just going on a casual ride, and it does great. The drivetrain is probably the only thing I've had an issue with so far. After 6 months of riding, I'm definitely not gonna say I've babied it at all. I bought it with the mindset that I'm going to beat the crap out of it and really see what it's capable of. Now climbing, definitely don't let the price tag let you think that it's not gonna be good at certain things. It's, I wanna say $13.99 right now, and it's been that price for quite some time now. And with it being a 10-speed drivetrain, a lot of people kind of don't have a lot of confidence in it, but I can say without a doubt, this thing climbs great. It does incredibly well. I keep up with all of the other group riders that we go with that have, $4,000, $5,000 bikes, and this thing keeps up with them the whole time. And then descending, going down. I mean, this thing is definitely a confidence-inducing bike through and through. Approaching any downhill descent, I have no worries that this thing is gonna get me to the bottom, and it's gonna get me to the bottom quickly. What I love about the Polygon, definitely first things first, the value. At $13.99, it's so hard to beat that price point, especially for what you get. I mean, this thing is incredibly well built. That RockShox Recon is a great fork. Don't let anybody tell you different. The X Fusion, definitely, it's not the best, but I'll be God honest, it does its job and it does it well. Dropper post from TransX is a great dropper post. It's always been great, it's so smooth. I love the saddle. It's definitely not my favorite, but straight out of the box and starting to rip off some trails, no complaints. The paint job. The paint straight out of the box is like, I get the biggest shiny object syndrome ever right out of that box. It's such a good color scheme. The kind of grayish, glittery paint, flowing right into that black just looks so good. I did end up going with a hard plastic protectant, kind of a topo style. I wanted the best protection that I could possibly get for it. Brakes, those Tektro brakes are great. Again, not the best, but for $13.99, it's so hard to beat the value that Polygon packs into this bike. Okay, I've said what I love. I guess we can kind of go into the things that I'm not the biggest fan of. The pedals that came with it, they were plastic flats. They were great, but they definitely weren't the best. And so I actually put on clips first. That was just a personal preference of mine. Didn't really like the clips, so now I've switched back over to a aluminum CNC'd flats, and these have been incredible so far. All right, let's get into upgrades and changes that I've done so far. So 6 months, honestly, I haven't done a lot. I'll be honest. I did switch my pedals to aluminum CNC'd flats, and I did put on a protective cover. I put in a water bottle holder, and that's it. I mean, if that doesn't say how much value this bike brings, then I don't know what will. I also swapped it to tubeless the day that I took it out of the box. I did that, 1, durability, and 2, for weight savings. I can't remember exact how much weight you're saving. It's like 1.5 pounds maybe. And to me, saving weight where you can save weight is good. Changes I will be making, I definitely will be swapping out the rear shock. Now I don't know what I want to go with just yet, but I do want the ability to lock out that rear shock on climbs. And then I'll be changing out the fork. Now I'm not changing out the fork due to any performance related issues, but I've seen that there's forks out there that are of the same price point or maybe a little bit more, but you're getting a way lighter option. And so again, that whole idea of saving weight where you can save weight where it's pretty practical, to me, is the way to go. The last 2 I'd be doing is changing out from single piston to dual piston brakes, or I'll probably try doing a different brake pad. I've heard that switching from like a felt to a metallic, or however it goes, is a good kind of like happy medium. And then my final is I'll be switching out this rear 29er to a 27.5. This is the whole idea of like getting the T6 and upgrading it to exactly how you want to ride. That price point just opens up that availability to upgrade the full entire thing, and you're not spending as much as you would on like, you know, the T8 or even like the T9. So I know it sounds like I'll be upgrading a lot, but really at the end of this whole build, I probably won't even be coming close to like a T8 or a T9 price tag, maybe a T8. But we'll see. I'll definitely have a video soon of like my final price after upgrading everything. And then an upgrade I forgot to mention is the rims. I probably definitely will be switching out the rims. These Entities XL2s, I want to say is what they are. They are pretty hefty. I want to say the front and rear together is like over 2,500 grams, and you can get, you know, mullet setup rims that are like, you know, maxing out at like 1,500 grams, or probably just north of that. So again, weight savings where you can get weight savings where it's practical, I think is the best thing that you can do with your bike. So that's what I would change. I guess if you're a T6 owner, drop a comment below and let me know how you feel about it and upgrades you would do, or if you've upgraded anything and how you've enjoyed it so far. Okay, so why I opted for the T6 over the T7 and the T8, and who the T6 is for. So first, who the T6 is for. It's for somebody that wants a lot of value without that huge price tag. So, you know, you look at these other bikes and they're $4,500, $5,000, and yeah, you're getting a lot of great things, like you're getting top of the line stuff. But for somebody that's kind of a beginner to an intermediate rider, the T series from Polygon, I incredibly think is the best value and best bang for your buck that you're going to get. Now, why I chose the T6. Personally, I went with the T6. One, that $1,399 price tag is so incredibly hard to beat. Nobody else is beating it. But why I specifically went with the 6 and not the 7 or the 8 is because the Recon fork and the X Fusion Pro shock have incredible reviews through and through. So I knew that it would at least maybe get me through a season or two before I thought about, okay, where's the upgrade value? And so I bought the T6 specifically with the idea that I love the frame. It follows the same geometry as the 7 and the 8, and I would choose what fork and shock that I want to go with rather than going with what the 7 and the 8 have. So if that's how you align as well, then the T6 is for you. If you want value, bang for your buck, and a bike that's going to last you at least a couple seasons before you want to think about upgrading to the next, you know, best thing, then T6 is for you. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.